I know that one, the application of knowledge is power, not just knowledge applying. But how do I apply something I do not even know or I have not taken out time to learn about? When we bring up the topic of money, it's either we are running away from it, we don't want to talk about it, or we are looking for more ways to double the money we already have. Whichever category you find yourself, you're smart. I am smart. If you clicked on this video, you're smart. And there's some smart money mistakes people make, people like myself and you as well. But I'm here to talk about how we can avoid these mistakes and help us better our finances. So the very first one, I want to categorize it as peer pressure. You know, a lot of us think we're immune to peer pressure, or we do not we do not give into peer pressure, but in the long run we do. You see, we are trying to maybe make a post or come on social media to post something, even as small as your WhatsApp. You're trying to make sure that you want to post something to make people think you are the in thing, or you are what you're not. That's just the truth. These people do not know you. They do not even know your last name. Even if they know your last name, they do not really know you. The people that really know you know what you're worth, know if you have the money or you don't have the money. So what's the point? So trying to level up, you see the lifestyle trap, trying to level up, trying to do things in a certain way that your finances cannot necessarily afford at that time, will keep you in this trap. And at the end of the day, you will not be making more money, you will not be saving more money. Instead, you will be losing money to fit into a certain lifestyle that you have no business being in the first place. Last year I sold my car, and after I sold my car, I wanted to get another car. And then in my head, I started thinking, oh, I want to go to this event, I want to go to this function, going in an Uber is some way. Oh God, I really need to get another car. Oh, the pressure. And there was one day I had this conversation with myself. I was like, this place you're going to, do they know you? It's either you're going for work, you're going for a contract, you're going for something. So why are you letting it bother you that you're not driving to this place? Yes, the inconveniences that come with not driving can be tough. But at the same time, I have to put 1 and 2 in check. Can my finances afford the kind of car I want at this moment? The answer was no. Can I take an Uber to wherever I want to go to? The answer was yes. Can I save towards the kind of car I want? The answer is still yes. Will anybody beat me if I take an Uber to this place? The answer is no. Right? So trying to live up to a certain standard that you have no business trying to level up with will just keep you in this trap, and it's a huge mistake I've seen a lot of young people, even old people, make. Another mistake people make is saving. Now, get me right. We hear a lot of people, even on here, I've talked about saving. But the mistake we make is not saving intentionally. So when I moved out of where I used to stay in Lagos and I relocated back here in Accra, I was in Accra for years. I went to Lagos and then I moved back to Accra. Now, I wanted to save, but I wanted to save intentionally. So there was this automated savings I was doing. So I told myself, now I don't buy fuel every day. In Lagos, I buy fuel every day, right? Because of the light situation back then. So I said, now I'm not buying fuel every day. I want to save the money I'll be using for fuel. I want to tie it into getting something else, right? So I started saving the particular amount I was spending on fuel every other day in Lagos. I was saving it to a particular goal. So now, not saving intentionally, right? If you're saving, what are you saving for? Because if you're just keeping the money aside, you do not have a use for it. You did not tie it to a goal. You did not tie it to anything intentional. At the end of the day, it is so easy for you to just go take it. After all, it is just lying down there and it is not intentional, or you do not even intend to use it for something. So now saving, but also intentional saving. This also goes for investment. Whatever investment you want to do, be intentional about it. Why do you want to do this investment? Are you doing it for your retirement plan? Are you doing it for something in future? What are you saving or investing for? Another mistake we make is having emergency funds. I was in this trap for the longest of time. So as a business owner, you import and you export a lot. I import and export a lot, right? So let's say there are times I need this huge amount of money to do something. Because I do not have an emergency fund, I end up calling maybe a family member for something. I could have kept the money aside, or have always keep money aside for emergency. It might be healthcare, it might be even funeral. Yes, it might be funeral. Sometimes we don't know when something will just hit us. Yes, it might be for funeral, for our parents. It is so hard to even think about it, that we are going to lose our parents one day, right? That's why you see a lot of this insurance company come up with, I think it's called death insurance or something like that. So not having emergency funds is some mistake that we should try to do away with. So henceforth, start keeping some money aside. No matter how small it is, keep it aside for your emergency funds. You do not want to, let's say something happened, it's a health emergency, or some travel, you just have to get up and go somewhere. It doesn't even have to be negative. Sometimes you want to do impromptu fun things for yourself, like you might be really stressed and you just want to get up and leave your environment at that moment. You should have some emergency funds you've been keeping aside for years that you can conveniently just break it. When I mean emergency fund, it doesn't have to be millions, it doesn't have to be thousands of cedis or dollars. It can be something you're doing at your own pace, but also knowing that you're keeping this money aside for something. There are different savings apps you can use for this, or you can do with your bank. Personally, I don't like saving that kind of money in the bank, because there's usually no reasonable interest rate on it. But yeah, so there's some other saving apps, automated saving apps you can use to keep these emergency funds. I think this point to me resonates with me because it has stuck with me like a glove. You see, when people try to chase unnecessary investment scheme or some new Ponzi scheme that just came up, stop it. Stop chasing every new investment scheme in quotes that you hear of. I can remember back then in Nigeria, everybody, some 5-6 years ago, everybody was talking about buy this land in this particular location, buy it now, and by the time you want to sell it in 2 years, it has appreciated, it has done this, it has done that. And a lot of bad people took advantage of it and also scammed people of their hard-earned money. There's also one that happened here in Ghana some years ago that is called Men's Gold, because it's a new investment scheme. When you bring in this money, you get this money, you understand, without even understanding it. So I have this saying that what I do not understand, I do not put my money into it. Right? So if you come and tell me about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and I try to make my research about what you're trying to sell to me, I still am not getting it, I still don't understand it, I will not put my peswa in it. So stop chasing new investment scheme, stop chasing shadows and thinking you're going to double or triple your investment within a short period of time. Just stop chasing it. At the end of the day, most likely than often, you will end up losing the money you've already gathered for something else. This aspect, as well as grown-ups, as a teenager, as a young adult, as adults, this is one mistake we have all made, like not investing in financial literacy, or not investing in knowing more about money or finances. Back then in the university, I attended more business seminars, more summits, more conferences than I went partying. Don't get me wrong, I like to party, good party, reasonable party. I like to have fun. I like to be social. Back then, right now, I think I'm more in my shell. I did all of that. But for every one party I attended, trust me, I've attended 5 other seminars. I was curious to know about money. I was curious to know about investment. I was curious to know about business. So whenever I hear there's this thing happening in school, or there's this conference we are going to be having about entrepreneurship, even in church, my pastor is an entrepreneur. So whenever we have like times in a year where he teaches us about finances, entrepreneurship, I am always glued to my chair. I don't care if that service is going to end in 10 hours, because I know that one, the application of knowledge is power, not just knowledge, applying. But how do I apply something I do not even know or I have not taken up time to learn about? Right? So gaining financial literacy is one mistake we keep making. It is never too late. If you say, okay, you don't like to read books, what about podcasts? There's so many podcast channels you can listen to and learn about money, learn about finances, learn about business, learn about the simple multiplication and addition and subtraction to help your finances. There are videos here on YouTube that can help you. And also there are books you can read to help you with your money habits. Do not leave these things to time and chance. In another 20 years, if we're here and the rapture hasn't taken place, in another 20, 30 years, we'll be old and we might not necessarily have this energy we have right now. So even if you're 50, imagine 20 years to your 50 years, that's 70. So you are never going to be this young again. That is just it. So take our time to learn more about finances. Financial literacy is one mistake we make all the time. My name is Tare, and this is the end of this video. I hope you all do enjoy this video. If you do not forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share with friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.